Oh my gosh, you guys. Look what just arrived as a birthday gift from Chips's family. I am gonna cry. It's so big. It's just a gigantic pot of leafy greenery. I had no idea they were even gonna like send anything, and everywhere I look it's a new type of leaf. I need to cry. I need to cry tears of leafy green joy. Give me a minute. Here they go. Japanese sweet potato and carrots, and on the bottom tofu tots. It's gonna be my birthday dinner. And over here I'm getting ready to grind up the almonds in order to make the crust for the press-in almond crust for the delicious pear frangipane tart, which is my absolute favorite dessert right now. So we're going to be making that for my birthday dessert, my birthday cake basically, and it's from the Vegan Pie in the Sky, which I actually got from a wonderful patron who sent it to me for my birthday last year. So it seems very fitting to be making my birthday pie. Ooh, that one looks good too. But I'm making my birthday pie with a book that I got for my birthday. Oh my gosh, these are really good. We might have to make some of these in the future together, guys. Wow, look at that. Delicious. All right. Now we've got the tart crust made out of almonds, which I love. The filling made out of almonds, which I love. And now I'm going to be cutting up the pears and decorating the top and then baking it so that I can have my little birthday tart. Look at all those pretty pears. Now it's time to bake it. Look at that. Oh. I have to admit, not all of the pears made it to the frangipane. I may have eaten a lot of them. Chips got home earlier and went upstairs with a bunch of boxes. And he won't let me look, and I don't know what he's up to. And I'm really excited. Look at my pile of boxes. Oh my gosh, there's birds on everything. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. What have you been up to, my love? Okay, I'm not gonna peek. Not gonna peek. No peeks. Dinner first. Birthday dinner. Yams and carrots, tofu tots and lots of delicious lettuce, nice guava kombucha, and I'm still not gonna eat this bok choy. It's too cute. And finally getting to eat my pear frangipane, my birthday frangipane with a nice cup of almond milk and a little primer to brush up on my Stardew Valley skills so I can record one of my all-time favorite games. But I'm so excited. I love this so much. It's my favorite thing to eat for dessert now. It was my birthday. It was my 31st birthday. And I am speaking to you now from the threshold of year 31, which is kind of amazing to me. I mean, it doesn't feel any different, honestly. Once you pass a certain number of birthdays, where like, you know, you're not sprouting up another foot because you're a kidlet and you're not passing some sort of legal threshold. And I don't know, like, I really feel like sometimes it's just another day, and I probably would have let the birthday go by just really quietly, just trying to be a little nicer to myself and just relaxing. That's actually how I spent most of the day. I laid on the bed and I told myself, you can do however much you want. So I recorded a Stardew Valley episode and I laid on the bed and I read through a whole bunch of books and blogs and articles that I was interested in. I journaled for a long time, and I probably would have just gently let the day quietly fade and go, yes, that was very nice, wonderful, and move on, until someone came home singing happy birthday and whistling it at the top of his lungs with his arms full of boxes that I had not realized were delivered to the front door, thank goodness. And he made my birthday special. Chips came home and he was exhausted from work because that was the biggest day that he works during the week. But from the moment he stepped into the door, he was cheerful and excited and happy, and kept telling me it's my birthday, and just like spinning around with me, and hugs and forehead kisses, and excited for me because it was my birthday. And that really made the day, and I love him so much. So yeah, it was my 31st birthday, and I probably would have celebrated it very quietly. However, I did do some things. So as you guys saw, I made some food. Yay. That's kind of the same as every day, but it was my birthday food, so it did feel special. I made some tofu tots, as I call it. I can share like the recipe with you guys sometime because they're very easy to make, and I love them because they're kind of like a cross between a tofu chicken nugget and tater tots, and they're delicious. I really like them a lot. And I made pear frangipan, which is my favorite dessert. I really loved that. Actually, while I was making it was when Chips came home. And then we had a little party, and we had a little party, just Chips and I. My parents called and we talked for like an hour and had a wonderful time. My mother is knitting me a beautiful year of peace, because this is my year of peace, which I haven't really talked about much yet on the vlog channel because I have still been working on my own journey of discovering peace in my life. It was bumpy. I'll be sharing those bumps and everything about it with you in the near future. But I talked to my mom and dad. They're doing well. Their birds are doing well. My mom is knitting me a blanket, or crocheting me a blanket, excuse me, based off of like spring sweet pea colors. So tons of greens, and then like purples and blues and pinks, some of my favorite colors, into a kind of garden blanket that's supposed to be evocative of a sweet pea. So I'm excited to see that. But as you guys know, my mom is very, very sick. She is very sick, and so she can only do a little bit at a time. So she was like, I'm sorry it's not done for your birthday, but just knowing that she's doing that, it's a lot of work to crochet a little blanket for someone. And I mean, just that's hours of her good days that she's spending sitting in bed and making me a blanket. So it's gonna mean the world to me when I get it. I can't wait to share that with you guys, because it will represent, in my mom's case, months of all of her best days invested in creating something so special. So I don't have like anything to show physically for that from them, but I just wanted to express like the emotional joy that I got from them is there. And then from Chips's family, totally unexpected, amazing gifts. Not that birthdays are all about gifts, just this is kind of my way of being like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. A jungle, my own little personal jungle. That was so cool. I had just finished recording the Stardew Valley episode that I am letting myself record Stardew Valley again, even though it's an older game, even though I've had hundreds of episodes of it already. It is one of my heart series. I am going to be recording as much as I want out of it. So I was wrapping that episode up and the doorbell rang, and no one ever rings my doorbell. So I went to go see what was going on, and there was a woman from the local florist holding a pot so big her arms were wrapped around it. It is literally probably this big. It's as big as my biggest plant pot I have, full of different plants, living plants rooted in my own little jungle. So from Chips's family, I have a beautiful gift of greenery, literally a mini jungle in a pot. I'm trying so hard to find a way to get it up in my room. There's just like nowhere to put it easily yet, but I might really move things around and try to make it happen, because I got a jungle for my birthday and I want to have it with me. So that's fantastic, and it was completely unexpected. And I love my little jungle because every angle you look at it, there's different leaves. And I would show you guys more than just the little clip, but the downstairs region where my current little jungle is, where my little jungle currently is being reigned over by a very diligent and hard-working historian right now, who must not be disturbed because he is working on some important PhD work. So we will not venture into the realm of the downstairs to coo over leaves when he is doing such important work. But one day I will share my amazing little personal jungle with you guys because I am so in love with it. and that was amazing. And then we had, like I said, a little party. Chips and I ate dinner together. And I'll just, again, birthdays and life should not be about like things, but gifts can, when they're done not in excess and for the right reasons, be ways to express sincere love and emotion between people. And I feel like that's clearly what the people in my life have shown me, because I got gardens and jungles for my birthday from my beloved Chips, who gave me this necklace last year, by the way, and I absolutely love it. I love it so much. It's a beautiful bit of lilac, which are one of my favorite plants. I love the smell of lilac. It reminds me of the good times growing up in Missouri, where we had a lilac bush off our back deck. And oh, we have lilacs here too. The lilac tree next to our neighbor is probably going to be blossoming in another month. I am going to be so excited to share that with you guys too. Oh guys, I'm so happy spring is here. It's really something that my birthday is right after the beginning of spring. I feel like I probably shouldn't read too much into that, but I'm gonna read a lot into that. But from my beloved Chips, I got a wonderful dessert that he brought from our local vegan bakery, the lunchroom. He brought me home some delicious vegan carrot cake and a carmelita, which I have saved. Both of those saved quite well. Right now I'm all about the pear tart life, but I appreciate the vegan desserts that he brought home. And look at the gift bag! Birds! Birds everywhere! Oh my gosh, including this little guy who is totally coming off the tag and going in my joy journal. Are you kidding me? But a beautiful gift bag. He was clearly thinking about me. I love birds so much, huh guys? And inside, I know this seems kind of silly, but the gift wrap, he got these from a really fancy paper shop that we have in Carytown here in Ann Arbor. It's really cute. I'll try to maybe go and explore it one day if I ever wander out of the forest and into shops. So maybe we'll explore it one day. But I really love the wrapping paper, so I folded it up again really carefully to conserve and reuse and recycle, and also get to see the birds again anytime we might gift each other anything. But I got inside the bag and inside the wrapping paper, and if you can't tell, when I open gifts in real life, people have to be very patient with me because I have to commentate on everything. Oh, it's so pretty, I love this bird, look at this one, he kind of reminds me of a little kiwi, oh my gosh. And I think my family understands. They lovingly wait, and I think it makes them choose the bags more carefully because they know I'll be all about it. But from him, let's see, from him, I knew something was up in the big box when I pulled out lettuce seeds. So more lettuce seeds for, I thought, my little aero garden that I have behind me, my little mini space pod. So I got lettuce seeds. And then these lettuce seeds are really cute too. They're from Seed Needs, which is such a cute name for a seed place. Are you kidding me? I should make a place called Seed Needs in Zoo Crafting. And in Sims, I could totally do that in Sims as well. Oh my gosh. Okay, note to self, Seed Needs. You guys leave comments so that I don't forget. I have all these ideas and I always forget. But they have a whole bunch of different varieties of lettuce inside. But what really cracked me up about these lettuce packets is on every single lettuce packet, there's a teeny little bug friend. There's a tiny bug friend on each and every one of the lettuce packets. Isn't that so cute? And I really liked it because bugs and pollinators are really important for gardens. They're not bad things, not all the time. It can really suck if something, like I bet the snail is probably gonna eat the lettuce. But, you know, I wish I could be like, this is your designated lettuce, snail. You may eat this. If I had an outdoor garden. I don't. I have an indoor garden, so it's a moot point. But lettuce seeds, which are really cute. I just love how they put like snails. Let's see. Yeah, this one has a little snail too. More snails, I approve. You guys are actually going to be seeing a lot of snails in the upcoming zoo crafting episodes. So I got that, and then a mushroom growing kit. He got me a mushroom growing kit. I have been looking at this mushroom growing kit for literal years. I remember when this company first started and they had little like internet ads, and I was like, I too would like to learn to grow mushrooms in my house. They are delicious. But everyone in my life has been like, are you kidding? Growing mushrooms in the house? Gross. And who hates mushrooms the most? Who thinks mushrooms are the bane of existence? My beloved Chips. Who got me a box to grow my own mushrooms for my birthday? My beloved Chips. So it's definitely an act of love on his part because he really does not like mushrooms or fungus in the house. Few people do. But this is an oyster growing mushroom kit, and hopefully it will end up looking like this. What you have to do is you have to take the little kit, you can see the mushroom spores all over it, out. You have to cut a little flap opening spot in it that the mushrooms will hopefully emerge from in about 10 days. They will start popping out. I'm so excited. And you soak the middle piece, not the whole cardboard box, but the middle piece overnight, which I did already, and you're good to go. You just keep it in a warm place, which is definitely my room now that the sun is coming in, where it's not in direct light, and we should have some oyster mushrooms in a couple weeks. So we're gonna be doing a lot of gardening, especially because he got me a new arrow garden. He got me the big one. So I think it's called the Bounty. It is the next step up from the little pod that I have. So I have 6 spots in this little one that sits on my bookshelf, and as you guys know, it has delighted me to no end. I have been growing lettuce. I had a very sad singular little tiny petunia that got drowned out by the big boy, big giant sunball plant that took over everything. As you guys saw in like the update vlog I had on the main channel like a couple days ago. So yeah, I have been having a great time with this, and I'm still growing new things. I actually might need to take some of the shade flowers that I'm trying to grow on there out and try repotting them. So I might even use it as a seed starter and really get going with all sorts of plants everywhere, which would be so cool. But basically, that's the small version. And I now have the big version that has 9. There's bigger ones called farms, but we weren't really sure where we would put that. So he got me another one that goes on the kitchen counter because I wanted to share more of my jungle adventures with him as well. So it's down by his desk area, which is why I'm, again, not down there showing you guys the details of it right now. I will when he's like on campus or at work. And then we'll go down there and hopefully, without revealing the mysteries of his mysteriousness, we will look at what will hopefully soon be 8 things of lettuce, or let's see, 8 things of lettuce, 8 things of lettuce, and 1 petunia. So for this first round, we just wanted to plant all lettuce, and we want to see if we can actually eat off of that, because with 2 pretty active vegans, well, I say pretty active, I mean 2 lettuce eating vegans in the house, hopefully we will be able to like really supplement our lettuce eating habits, which we eat lettuce probably twice a day for lunch and dinner. So we go through a lot of lettuce. So to be able to grow our own organic fresh lettuce that we can just harvest like right before we eat it, that would be really, really fantastic. And I'm so excited because there's so many different flowers. There's so many different plants you can grow in these. And as we see from the majestic sunball plant, a lot of them grow really, really well in the arrow garden. Not all of them, because my beans and peas were like, nope, and they just rotted and died. But we're continuing the experiments, and I'm very excited. So I'm hoping that I can actually make a special video for the main channel pretty soon called Lettuce Party. Do you get it? Do you get it? Lettuce Party. Where we will be able to go and show off how this arrow garden's doing, how the other one does. We'll monitor how the mushrooms continue to grow, and we also will dig out my old chia pet, because why not? If we're gonna like in for a penny, in for an entire garden. So I'm hoping we can do all of those things and kind of like have a little lettuce party updates, maybe really short videos just to show how the gardens are going, and how when you live in a colder climate like I do, I've started to get really creative about how I garden and how I feel involved with plants, rather than kind of defeatist of like, it's cold, I can't grow anything outside, so I can't grow anything at all. I'm coming up with some creative solutions to get around that, and it has revitalized my joy in my life. But alright, so yeah, the arrow garden is a big thing. I got a special gift from another member of Chips' family, and finally a new joy journal from my beloved that matches, by the way, the bird bag, which See, there was a reason. I just, you know, you get excited about one kind of thing and then voila, it has now manifested into an entirely new thing. This is a really cool journal because he knows how I prefer to have like joy journals that don't have a binding so that they fall open flat or spiral bound, but he saw this one and he just thought that it would be perfect for me because it's so different than a lot of the other journals. You open it up and every page is surrounded with birds. And I love it because then I will know like, oh, little pink bird, you're so cute. And then in a few pages, I might be like, oh, there you are again. I found you again. And so every page will have a bird waiting for me to say hello and ask me what my joy moments for that day are. Oh, and I got a birthday card from him that has things written inside of it that made me cry and love him so much more and be so content with how the last year has gone. Because birthdays always make you kind of reflect and think about how the year went, and that's normally what people ask is like, how was your year? And what are your goals for the next year until your next birthday? Or like, what do you want to do for the next year? And this last year I have not really hidden, have been really hard. My mouth has tasted like shame and sorrow, and my heart was broken a few times. I let people down a lot, severely. I was let down, like disappointment abounded. I had huge life lessons, like, and they're never, the thing about huge life lessons is they can sometimes be nice, but sometimes when you're going through them, they're definitely some of the most painful experiences ever, especially because I think that the biggest life lessons I've ever experienced, I've never experienced alone. There's always another person involved who either is hurting me or getting hurt by me in some of the biggest life lessons I've ever had, the biggest moments where I've decided this is not working, I'm gonna pivot and try to find a better path. And I had a lot of those where I either was hurt or hurt people. And often both sides have good intentions in the last year. And I can just say the things that Chips wrote though in the card reminded me that there was still love and growth and joy journals filled. And that it's not an easy thing to grow. It's not an easy thing to actually be present with your life and live it, because you're gonna make mistakes and you're gonna hurt people and be hurt. But if you focus on just those things, you're gonna feel like maybe the last year was a waste. And that's sometimes what people will say when they talk about the last year. They'll be like, oh, it was just so bad, I just don't even want to talk about it. But that's the whole year. I always get so sad when people say that, when they like dismiss the entire year, because I think when you do that, I know you're trying to dismiss the pain, but you also dismiss the growth that you might have had the opportunity to reach for, even if that growth is admitting when you messed up really badly. And I mean, you can't grow until you admit it, you know what I mean? So the last year had a lot of that for me, which is why I've been very quiet or kind of tense on the vlog channel. And anybody who has been watching me for Sage as well as Seri knows that. And that's why I'm really hoping that I can move forward into this next year and just focus on growth and honesty and being authentic and being a little vulnerable and stepping forward to admit when I was wrong. I don't even have to like rehash the things I did. Just admitting you were wrong, I think, gives you the way to move forward. But I'm rambling. What I'm trying to say is the last year was a bumpy one, but I'm so grateful I have a partner who also has reminded me that it was also full of love, and that sometimes when you have those bumps, you're also able to celebrate a year of some of the best growth that you have ever had. And so I'm grateful for that. So that was year 30, and I'm hopeful that year 31 will be very special as well, and that I will be able to really live it and maybe have opportunities to share that living with you guys. But then finally, I thought I would just share what I wrote in my journaling today for what I'm hoping for the next year. And I wrote this morning. I spend about an hour. I know it sounds like a long time, but it works for me right now. Maybe it won't later, but right now it does. I spent about an hour writing what I hope for the next year, and I just thought I would share that with you guys. I love hearing people talk about what their hopes are, and usually those result in them talking about resolutions they feel they want to set for themselves for the next year. Isn't it so interesting how we usually frame our future hopes through the lens of goals and resolutions, things we want to expect of ourselves to achieve instead of just parts of life we're hoping to live? I mean, the goals we have to work and strive for and the feeling of really living life are often the same. But I guess I want to look at my next year of life until my next birthday with gentler eyes. I hope for the things given to me basically to be growth, mostly found in exploring greenery, and a light, joyful heart that isn't too shy or busy addicted to slow down and celebrate the greenery in small things with awe and joy and creativity. I hope I can look back on my 31st year of life and remember the growth I experienced in terms of kindness, green leaves and forest walks, and all of the big and small creative ideas, worlds, and stories that I created by myself and with the people in the pixel biology community. The longer I do this, the more I see how curiosity and imagination are often the same thing, and so is hope. So I hope to be curious this year and to unapologetically follow whatever sparks my imagination and sets creations to blooming around me until I look back on the coming time and am just in awe with the stories and the characters and the role play and the curious science relevant questions we searched for the answers for and the worlds that we created out of thin air. So that's what I'm hoping for the next year. Green leaves, forest walks, personal growth into as yet undiscovered directions, and building worlds out of thin air through curiosity, creativity, and imagination. So that's what I hope for my 31st year of life. I think that speaks from my heart far more than setting some goals or resolutions or things to achieve. I think it gets down to the more important business of living. And I hope I can share some of that with you guys because I have some really big dreams ahead for the next few years, and I'll save those for another day because we're going to really need to kind of talk about how exciting it would be and why I have these dreams, and the fact that when I realized them, it was like everything snapped into alignment, and I realized we're probably just getting started. So I'm excited. I'm excited to share the journey of trying to become a joy artist and a storyteller for the rest of my life with you. And I think it's going to be amazing. So thank you guys. This was my 31st birthday. I'm kind of amazed that it has come and gone so quickly, but it also feels like that's okay because I'm ready to start focusing on growth. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.